welcome back. I hope you all are fine and safe. So in this video we are going to see the solution of chapter number 10 organs of government. ठीक है, we're going to see the solution of section B and section C together. So let's begin with section B. Explain the following words. So first is President. President is the constitutional head of India. All the executive power of the federal government is given to the President by the Constitution. All the administration of the central government is carried out in the name of the President. He is the head of the nation and the first citizen of Republic of India. Then number 2, Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is the real head of the central government. The Prime Minister is the head of the party who has achieved a majority in the general elections. He is appointed formally by the President. The ministers to the cabinet are appointed as per the counsel of the Prime Minister. Number 3, Civil Service. The service responsible for the public administration of the government of a country. It excludes the legislative, judicial and military branches. Members of the civil services are not generally affected by change of government. Now question number 4, I haven't found this answer. If you found this answer, just drop it in the comment section, so it will be helpful for others and me also. Then number 5, Special Committee. So answer is Special Committee is comprises of subject experts and members having special knowledge to examine the bill. If there is an important bill or a need for serious consideration on the bill is handed over to the selected or special committee for the more consideration. Then section C. Answer the following question as required, 3 marks each. And the first question is, when is the bill made? Describe the process. So the law making procedure is as under. Actually the space given was very less, so I have attached the answer this way. So just don't write the point that you can see right from the answer. The law making procedure is as under. Number 1, introduction. An ordinary bill can be introduced in either house of the parliament with the permission of the presiding officer. Thereafter the title of the bill is read and the house gives its formal assent. Then number 2, first reading. On the designated day, the member presents the bill before the house. He states the broad features. After a general discussion, the bill is put to vote and is passed by the house. Then number 3, second reading. A detailed discussion on the bill takes place in the house. More important bills are referred to the select committee of the house. Then number 4, committee stage. A detailed scrutiny of the bill is taken at the committee stage. The committee suggests the required changes in its report. The report is tabled before the house by the chairperson of the committee. Then step number 5, third reading. The bill is discussed along with recommendations of the select committee. At the end of the discussion, the bill is put to vote. After the bill is passed by one house, it is sent to the other house. The procedure followed in the first house is repeated in the second house. Then number 6, assent of the president. After the bill is passed by the 2 houses, it is sent to the president for his assent. With the assent of the president, a bill becomes a law. So this was answer number 1. Now let's see answer number 2. Write a short note on executive related powers of the Vidhan Sabha. So answer is, the Vidhan Sabha exercises control over the state executive by exercising the following powers. Number 1, a member can ask questions and supplementary questions to elicit information from the minister regarding their departments. Number 2, they can bring about discussion on the important or urgent matters by presenting the adjournment motion. Number 3, they can pass a vote of censure against incompetent or corrupt minister and for the lapse of his department. Number 4, they can force the Council of Ministers by passing a vote of no confidence. Then number 3, write a short note on presidential legislature power. So the answer is the president is an integral part of the Union Parliament. Point number 1, summons and prorogues the session of Parliament. Number 2, addresses the first session of Parliament after the general election and first session every year thereafter. Then point number 3, dissolve the Lok Sabha on the advice of the Prime Minister. Number 4, nominates 12 eminent persons as the member of the Rajya Sabha and 2 Anglo-Indian members to the Lok Sabha. Then number 5, gives assent to the bill passed by the Parliament. Number 6, summons a joint session of the 2 houses to resolve a deadlock regarding a non-money bill. Then number 7, issue ordinance when Parliament is not in session. So this was answer number 3. Now let's see question number 4. Write a short note on limitations of Rajya Sabha. So point number 1, the most obvious limitation is the fact that the Lok Sabha is an elected house, whereas the Rajya Sabha is indirectly elected. As a result, the Lok Sabha is always regarded as superior than the Rajya Sabha. Number 2, its financial power are only recommendatory. The Lok Sabha enjoys absolute power regarding money bills. It may or may not accept the recommendation made by the Rajya Sabha. Point number 3, in the events of the disagreement between the 2 houses regarding an ordinary bill, the President summons joint session to resolve the dispute. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha presides over the joint session. The Lok Sabha has numerical strength 545 members against 250 members to get the bill passed to its liking. Then point number 4, the Rajya Sabha does not have power to remove the Union Council of Ministers by passing a vote of no confidence. So this was the solution of section B and section C. If you have any doubt, query or suggestion, let me know in the comment section. I will see you in the next video with a new chapter. Till then, bye bye. Take care.